Alright, everyone, welcome here to a replay cast where we have game number one coming at you between Hex on the Legion side and Willowkeeper here on the Hellborn side. I missed game one live, so we will be doing a replay cast here from earlier today. We have the blind bands already done here. We have Artillery, Draconis, and Doctor Repulse are going to be banned out here from Willowkeeper. Puppet Master, Magnus, and the Gladiator going to be banned out here from the side of Hex. So nothing really too unusual here. Perhaps the Doctor Repulsor ban, but honestly, really nothing too unusual between the bans from both sides. We're going to have a first pick Moira coming out from Willowkeeper. This will cue a immediate response pick of Moraxis. Um, Very solid choice going up against the Moira with the Arcane Shield to block the Shards of Harkon stun, as well as possibly blocking that Mana Sunder. So the Moraxis will more or less be looking to solo lane or go into that off lane, um, at least initially. We could still see something like a mid lane or short lane Moraxis, depending on if they want to run something like a 2-2-2-1 setup or a tri lane setup. But as of right now, I'm expecting Moraxis to go into that off lane where he can slowly get that experience and build towards a portal key at some point in time. But we see the Wretched Hag as the second pick as well, so they pick up a core hero here. Most likely going to be solo laning um, either that mid lane or that short lane as well, similar to that Moraxis. So I'm expecting these heroes to be solo laners. I think it would be more likely that we could see a Moraxis dual lane than a Hag dual lane. I think the levels on the Hag are very important in that early game, so those are the possibilities, at least for now, with those two picks. But we're going to see the Predator and the Geomancer pickups from the side of Tree. And the Predator pickup to me is very interesting. I don't know if I really like it this early in the draft. I feel like this kind of opens up too many counter picks to the Predator. We'll see what Hex does. Uh, excuse me, what they decide to do in response to that Pred pick. But I feel like it's a very risky thing to do, picking up the Predator, because he's a hero that you could really counter quite easily by kiting him or having some kind of lockdown through the Stonehide to really control him in team fights. I feel like picking him up very early is going to be a weakness of their lineup, but we'll see if they can supplement by banning away heroes that they don't want um, Hex to kind of pick up to counter him. But they pick up the Geomancer as well, so they have their two supports already locked in with their hard carry in the Predator. This will most likely queue, as we see here in the banning stage, the Initiator bans, as they are still lacking a um, position 3 and position 2 hero. They ban out the Rally, the Cthulhu Font, and the Lodestone from the side of Hex. Very, very wise bans, I would say, as they are looking for that Strength Initiator to pair with the Geomancer in that off lane. Um, the Scout, the Madman, and the Zephyr will be banned out here by the side of Willowkeeper. Now, the Scout ban makes a lot of sense as the Disarm goes through the Stonehide, which is a very big counter to Predator, being able to stop him from healing with that Carnivorous. We see quite often against Predators, we see the Spike Bola pickup, and Scout is a hero that has that function built in, so a very good ban there. The Madman as well, with lots of attack speed, he could pick up something like a Brutalizer against that Predator to really keep him in check, as well as having high mobility to really kite the Predator. So another good ban here coming out. The Zephyr, though, is an interesting ban because Predator, I would say, very good against the Zephyr with that Stonehide being able to um, jump into Zephyr and not really worry about those Cyclones. But at the same time, the Zephyr could fill the lineup very, very nicely to make a very strong mid game lineup. So the ban is, I think, both good and bad, as it is a hero that they really wouldn't want to face. So the bans are now completed. We have Rampage and Arachna going to be picked up here. So This is what I talked about with the early Pred pickup. You see Hex picking up these heroes with physical effects, spells that go through magic immunity very, very easily. We have this the Stampede, the Horn Strike, and the Chains that bind all can be cast on the Predator while he has the Stonehide activated. So this is going to be a support. This is going to be a position 4 Rampage, played by Dude almost 100%. It's a hero he plays very, very well. Okay, they pick up a Parasite, so that might not be 100% anymore. But the point still stands. The Rampage very good against the Predator, the Arachna as well with the Spider Sting, going to be able to kite and hold the Predator in place. So very, very smart counter picks coming out here from Hex. They finish it off, as I pointed out, with the Parasite. So they are actually going to run a Jungler, and um, we saw Parasite played earlier in the week by Snooki. He played it so well. He snowballed on GPM. He forced an early concede coming out from the opposing side. And to be quite honest, I would not be surprised if we see something similar here. He played the Parasite so well. And it's going to be interesting how they choose to lane this now. It looks like we're going to have a main support Rampage, which is really interesting because I never really think of Rampage as a main support hero, but they're going to be running that here in game number 1. Now, I did talk a lot about Hex's lineup. We have to talk about Willowkeeper, how they finished off their draft. They finished it off with an Electrician and a Bubbles. So we talked about how they were needing initiators. They being Hex, banned out the Rally, the Cthulhu Font, and the Lodestone. So they pick up the Electrician and the Bubbles, which are going to be quite good, I believe, having the lockdown from those heroes. So we're gonna see 5-man rotation here from Willowkeeper. Unfortunately, the Shards of Harkon stun did miss here on the Rampage, but it's not going to matter as the dig stun and the follow-up connects anyway. So we're going to see the Bloodlust kill happening here for Predator. So that is a great start for Willowkeeper as they make that 5-man rotation. Or actually 4-man rotation. Electrician was not here. But they're going to be doing an aggressive tri-lane going up against that jungler. So they really want to make the pressure happen here on the side of Hex's carry hero, which is Arachna in this game. We're going to have Bubbles going into the mid lane. It looks like against Wretched Hag, which I do think Bubbles does quite well against Hag. He can take cover the bats as well as the Sonar Scream if he auto take covers, which if he's gonna throw that on autocast from time to time, he should have a pretty good time here against the Wretched Hag in the laning phase. We see Electrician, he's going to go against the Meraxis, which I think is more or less an even matchup. We might have better harassment potential from the Electrician in the early game, but Meraxis, once he hits the level 5 mark, having those axes, he can just keep throwing them at the Electrician. But we're going to actually have Rampage, looks like, leave the Arachna all by herself here. I don't really think Rampage would really help too much against a tri-lane, and this rotation will kind of hopefully force rotations away from the Predator tri-lane. So we're going to see the tri-lane doing a pull here. Now with Parasite offensively jungling, he's going to have more or less a really good start. The supports are not following him around and keeping him down. So they're going to sacrifice some early farm on the Arachna to have a good start on the Meraxis and the Parasite. And I actually think that this is the correct decision from Hex, because getting Meraxis a good start in an early portal key will make the presence on the map felt here by the side of Willowkeeper, and will allow Arachna to kind of get her recovery farm later on in the game. With that being said, though, she is not the best carry at recovery farming because she doesn't have a farming mechanic. So sacrificing her farm could be bad, but we'll have to see how the match ends up playing out now. This is going to be very hard for Arachna to escape. That's a three-man gangbang, as we call it. So Wretched Hag versus Bubbles. We have 8 and 4 Bubbles against 6 and 3 Wretched Hag. We'll see if Parasite or Rampage end up influencing this matchup at all in favor of the Hag, but as I talked about, Bubbles! Oh, he doesn't have the silence though, so he did skill that take cover. He's going to take over the Rampage charge, and oh boy, this is where Rampage starts to get his presence felt here. And what was a lead for Bubbles initially will end up being a kill for the Rampage. But here comes Geomancer with a nice return kill. They get the kill onto Hag, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. We have Parasite. He's not opting for the Leech. He's going to go for that Draining Venom. He hits the level 4 here. He will get the 1 point, though, so maybe due to being an offensive jungler this game. We have Meraxis and Rampage setting up that kill on Electrician. He does not have an escape, so he gets ran down by the constant slows. Parasite now, he could be in some trouble. He cannot deny himself to neutral, so Geomancer spots him out. I believe he had the Infest on cooldown there, or not too sure, but gets the kill onto Parasite. They rotate Arachna to the mid lane now, and Hag I think is a little bit more able to survive this 1 versus 3 than Arachna is. Whereas Arachna, she will at least get some farm going up against the bubbles. The Wretched Eye picking up the Marcher. She's going to knock over that bottle, as she did die the one time here. But we have Predator with the Bloodlust kill and the free farm.
Will get the
Getting,
Wow, it's been a long road, but we made it together as a team.
Thank you for the 19 months, Coco. Appreciate the sub. We have Predator with the free farm and the Bloodlust. He's sitting on the top of the GPM here at 460 early on. And even with the death on bubbles, he's still farming 300 gold per minute. So still doing okay. We have a grip coming out here on the Meraxis. There's a Earth Grab, or Dixon into an Earth Grass. Rampage coming in with the double damage, and oh boy, that is a lot of right-click harassment coming out there. They get the 1 kill, and they are gonna maybe make it 2, as they talked about the chase power of Rampage and Meraxis with the slows that they have. They set up 2 kills there onto both the Electrician and the Geomancer, so that's disastrous. And now Meraxis, he is picking up some steam. He's 360 gold per minute. And a Meraxis with a good start can be very, very scary if he's able to continue this trend and get that early portal key. I think it will be actually scarier than the Predator free farming here, because Predator, as we know, he does need some time to really get going. He's going to want to pick up a farming item. They're going to probably get the kill on Hag here. Yeah, the Mana Sunder and the Shards of Harkon being used quite well there to follow up that leap from Predator. Too much disable for Hag to escape. We have Bubbles on 29 creep kills compared to the 11 from Arachna. Rampage making his presence felt here on the Bubbles. They're going to use a Kelfield here on the Rampage. It's going to be broken immediately. Shellsurf. Oh boy. He is in a very dangerous spot now, but Arachna only being level 4 without the Marchers. Not going to be able to chase for a kill, but Rampage burning that Kelfield cooldown. It's going to make Arachna feel a lot more safe here in the mid lane. Meraxis will be camping that top rune. Bubbles will be camping the bottom. It looks like Meraxis will win the RNG here. It will get an invisibility rune. Now this will be spotted out by our Hellborn side with that Word of Sight. So they are fully aware of Meraxis picking up the rune here. And I wonder if he's going to go for an early portal key, or if he's going to go into the steam boots into the portal key, because he's off to a very good start. So I'm actually expecting the steam boots here from Meraxis into more or less a 11 to 12 minute portal key. Arachna's getting close to that level 6, which will have the spider available. Predator, he's still in the bottom lane, so he's still really commanding this lane down here. Wretched Hag is level 6 though. She has the Bat Blast available. We have Parasite with the Wild Hunter here, setting up the kill onto the Bubbles, the Face Hug, silencing him up. I believe the take cover was used previously, so they bait that out. And it looks like Parasite, he's going for the Ghost Marchers here. So we're not going to see that 9-minute Sword of the High into that early Mach this game. Parasite only farming 220 gold per minute. So with that death kind of slowing him down, as well as having to do offensive jungling this game. Bottom lane, we have Predator and Moira once again taking out the Hag. A really straightforward there, the leap, restraining him initially, the Shards of Harkon and the Mana Sunder, too disruptive for Hag to really escape. We have Maraxis pooling 1,000 gold here, and I don't know, it looks like he's maybe thinking about that early portal key. He's not building into build up items here. We have a charge from Rampage. Oh, he's actually charging invisible. Oh boy. He's charging the looks like the Moira? Oh no. He charged the Predator, but he runs right into the Moira and he says hello. Wretched Hag blinks in and they get a kill. Now Parasite is going for, oh wow, he gets the kill 1 versus 2, but he will come at a cost. Bubbles does use the Shell Surf, and now Arachna is here. Bubbles uses the take cover. Here comes the Quake Stun. They're gonna get the 1 kill. Will they be able to get the Predator kill now as well? Arachna, she is on the run, but Rampage comes in with another charge. Here's a Griff from Electrician. They get the kills onto both Predator and the Arachna exchanging lives, and now Rampage and Moraxis, are they going to be able to turn this one around as Moira is here with the Shards of Harkon stun. Demonster comes in with a dig stun, but Moraxis, he is so tanky. He picked up the Steam Boots here and the bottle. Wait, I got some rocks to show you. He says as he lines up the Quake Stun, the axe is on top, and he is going to get the 1 kill. Now he will maybe fall here. Yes, he will. The ticks from the electric shield from Electrician going to stop those bottle sips. And pretty chaotic fight there, but we see a 10-9 hero kill lead now in favor of Hex as they take an experience lead of 3,000 with that jungler. So the gold lead relatively equal, but having that jungler, they have that experience advantage now. We have Predator with that death now. He's rotating into the top lane, where he has slowed down a little bit. He is now 420 gold per minute. We have Parasite showing his aura here on the creeps, so I think he was trying to set up a gank, but they're not going to be able to pressure the tower. Rampage is charging in the top lane. Here comes the Shards of Harkon, though. It will actually be avoided. They might like to re-engage now, as they have the Chains That Bind ready to go. Moira's still level 5. And Rampage is getting close to that barbed armor. Ooh, bottom lane, we see a kill happen here between both the Parasite and the Wretched Hag. This was without a Bat Blast, so the Electrician not really tanky enough as he has the Steam Boots picked up. Not able to survive the burst damage there. Parasite gets in the Imp, and he's going to farm that Snotter camp. Top lane, we have Predator getting gone on. Rampage is trying to line up a kidnap. He does kidnap the Moira, but with the kill field holding him in place, he's not really able to go too far. So they do end up losing the Rampage here. A lot of rotations happening. Dig Stun will be avoided here by Moraxis. Shell Surf with the... okay, it looks like the Shards of Harkon did not connect there. Moraxis, interestingly enough, did not skill his Arcane Shield yet. So he actually does not have a point in that. He's maxing out the axes and the Quake. I'll see if he might look to get that on his next level now that he's started to lane against the Moira. But he's sitting on... oh my god, I missed another kill. Electrician actually came back to the bottom lane and died once again. This time it was with a Bat Blast. And I think another Face Hug being used there. But Moraxis, he is getting close to that portal key. I talked about it being around a 12-minute portal key, but with that death, that did slow him down. So this is going to be more or less a 13 or 14-minute portal key now. I think we're leaning more toward that 14-minute mark, as they did get the tower in the bottom lane, so that will help him towards his portal key. Arachna has recovered quite well. She is almost 300 gold per minute. Same with Hag, she is almost 300 gold per minute. As we have another Kelfield being used here on the Rampage, boy. Dude is saying, why me? I'm the support. You guys gotta stop using your Kelps for kills on me. I'm still 200 gold per minute. And the cores on the side of Willowkeeper, most notably the Electrician, only 200 gold per minute. So we see Bubbles still hovering around that 300 gold per minute mark, but it really falls off from there. We have everyone above 200 gold per minute on the side of Hex, whereas we have 3 heroes 200 and below. So thus we see the big lead here for Hex.
Wait, I got some rocks to show you.
We see the charge coming in from Rampage. The Shards of Harkon will not stun in time. And we have the Matrax being popped here. It's going to be exploded immediately. The Arcane Vortex going to try to stall some pressure, but I think Predator might fall. He pops the Elder Parasite. Okay, he's going to get the distance to safety in time. The Shards of Harkon will stun up the Moraxis here, but there's a Quake stun and Hag ports in. There is going to be 2 kills going the way, 3 kills going the way of Hex as they actually get a kill in the jungle while this was going on the bubbles with Parasite and Arachna, and they did not even need to use the Spider Sting there. And there's the portal key at the 1340 minute mark. So this is where it starts to get really scary now for Willowkeeper because they don't have enough farm here on the Electrician to really bulk up and tank those team fights. Predator with the Elder Parasite and Ghost Marchers, he's still kind of a squishy carry at the moment. So until he gets his next 4 item picked up, he's not going to really be able to team fight all that effectively. We're going to have the ports come in. There's the portal key being shown off as it stuns up both the bubbles and the Gym Answer. The follow-up is there as the Kelfield does come out, locking several heroes in place, but there is no response to defend this tower coming out from Willowkeeper. So they get the tower kill in the mid and the top lane, and that is going to grow their lead even further now. They're almost at a 9,000 gold lead on top of a 10,000 experience lead. We have Parasite. I think he bought something. He is currently on 350 gold per minute. He goes for a portal key, so he is going a very aggressive item route this game with the Ghost Marchers and the portal key. As he now hits level 11, and he even maxes out the Leech, so he's playing completely different from the game we saw earlier in the week. Another portal key stun, this time on the bubbles. They have enough damage with the Arachna to lock him down. And it's starting to get really scary now for Willowkeeper. Electrician, he's going to catch Wretched Hag, but here's another portal key stun on the Electrician. The Bat Blast on top, and they blow up Electrician. Now Predator is here, but he's all by himself. The supports are coming in, but they are just too far behind. The Arcane Vortex going to be used very defensively here to slow down Moraxis, and that is just not what they need to have happen. The GGs are called, and a 15-minute concede going in favor of Hex here, as they really just capitalize with the rotations, the Parasite being very active this game, and Moraxis getting his portal key very, very early, setting up so many kills. And the early lead that Predator had built with that tri-lane from the bottom lane just not able to translate into any kind of momentum for them, as their uh, Electrician and Bubbles not able to really build up enough farm going into those early game team fights. So Hex will take game number 1 here.